Welcome back. In the previous lesson, we saw how we could bring the URDF of SHL1 into Isaac Sim and how we go about adding a scene where our digital twin can live. And we're gonna replicate the same steps this time for Gazebo. And although Isaac Sim is our main simulator for this course, we're gonna be doing most things also in parallel in Gazebo because Gazebo is still widely used. Many of you will probably prefer over Isaac Sim for different reasons. For instance, it doesn't require a very powerful computer or GPU. So if you don't have access to a powerful GPU, and then probably Gazebo is your only option. So we'll try to replicate everything we do in Isaac Sim also in Gazebo. So before we can continue with Gazebo, we need to make sure that we install it. So we need to go to the official installation guide and make sure that I'm doing everything using ROS2 Humble. So you should install Gazebo Fortress. But if you're using a different ROS, then it doesn't matter much. If you run this particular command, this ROS distro variable will pick up the correct distribution and install the correct Gazebo. And it's not recommended to try and install a different version. So to bring SHL1 into Gazebo, we need to create a special launch file. And launch files, please go over the official ROS2 tutorials to learn more about launch files. So I'm not going to cover that in detail, but this particular launch file has, first we need to define where our SHL1 description is, because that's where our URDF is. And we need to let Gazebo know about this particular package. Right, so we add this package to the Gazebo sim resource path so that Gazebo can find the meshes and different components of the different components. So it will have access to the URDF folder, the meshes folder, and all that. Then we have another launcher to launch Gazebo itself. And later we'll talk about, so this is the launcher, sorry, it will use the ROS GZ sim package. And then some arguments where we're going to define some worlds to load, but that's later. Don't worry about that right now. Then we have another launcher for the display.launch.py. This is what's going to open the RViz and the robot state publisher, joint publishers. We need that, right? Just like we needed it with Isaac Sim, we also need it with Gazebo. And then so instead of manually launching it like we did before, we're gonna use a launcher. And then the robot state publisher and the joint state publisher will provide us with information that we can use to spawn the robot in Gazebo. So this new node is a spawn entity, and we are telling it that we want it to read the robot description. Let's actually change here the name to SHL1. The robot should be SHL1. So read from the robot description to get the robot's definition and place it at these coordinates. So kind of like the same thing Isaac Sim did. And then we just set a launch description with all of the different launchers or nodes. So they will be launched in this particular order. Okay, so we go now to terminal. We go to the ROS workspace in our course folder. We build the workspace again, and then we source it. And again, these are steps that you can learn from the official ROS tutorials. And then we launch this particular Gazebo launcher. This will open the classic RViz that you already saw multiple times with the joint state publisher. And it will open Gazebo. So when you close this, it's going to open the main window and there is SHL1, okay, readily available. But just like in Isaac Sim, when you press play, it just falls because there is no ground. So very similar, right? Very similar. just different way to configure things and launch things, but the concepts are the same. So let's go now, and just like we did in Isaac Sim, let's go now and try to add a floor for our robot to land on. So first, let me lift it up a little bit, just like I did with Isaac Sim, so it's more obvious that it's floating before the simulation runs and then it falls. So let me lift it up a little bit, maybe more, 2.5. And then here in the arguments, we're gonna pass a parameter or argument to the launcher of Gazebo, and we're gonna tell it, the argument is -r. I'm gonna tell it load the empty world, and the worlds are defined as SDF files. And this is just literally just a ground plane and a sun, which is like a light. Like the sun will be a source of light. So this is a pre-packaged empty world that comes with Gazebo. So I'm gonna run it again, all the windows we're accustomed to see. And now you see the simulation is already running, and Gazebo, and the SHL1 didn't fall. But we didn't see that, right? So we didn't see that very clearly. So we'll see it in a moment. So there's a ground plane, and there's a sun that provides light, and there's a SHL1. So now there are 3 items in this world. Let's run it again and try to see how SHL1 falls to the ground. And there you go. Hopefully you saw that. It was floating at 2.5 meters above the ground, and then it just fell to the ground, and because now there's a floor. So yeah, you can see the 3 and the entity 3. There's a ground plane, the sun, and SHL1. Let's do that one more time, or not. Okay. So next step is let's load a world. So it's different from Isaac Sim. We go to this website where we can find models. We can look for a warehouse, and here are the worlds. And I want to use this TalkBot depot. It's not really loading. Sometimes this website is a little bit slow. Let's try again. It's not really loading. We can still probably copy the URL to the clipboard. I don't know if it's actually working. Let's go back. No, not that one. Worlds. There you go. So we want to load this depot. It looks a little bit like the warehouse we had in Isaac Sim. Looks quite similar. And then we copy the URL, and instead of loading an asset that is locally available to us, we can actually paste the link we copied from that website, and Gazebo will download it for us. So it might take a little while at first because it's downloading the assets, but it's not going to take nearly as long as Isaac Sim. And there you go. Did you see SHL falling from 2.5 meters above the ground? And there it is, next to another robot that was already in the world. So there you go. We have a digital twin of SHL in a warehouse in Gazebo. So again, we can do in the future some navigation, collision avoidance, and other cool stuff in Gazebo, just like we plan to do in Isaac Sim.